Hiya, how you doing? Got myself and Bern tonight.
Hi guys.
To be honest with you, I've been on night shifts the last 3 nights and I'm absolutely knackered. My head's spinning and I feel vacant, like I'm in a far foreign land. Speaking of which, our sponsors,
Far
foreign land with these lovely t-shirts, so check them out and don't forget the discount code.
Yeah, any of our REDMIGHT fans, if you want to jump on farforeignland.com, use in the code, put REDMIGHT10 and it'll give you 10% off your t-shirts. Got some cracking ones there, go and have a look at them, guys.
Yeah, quality. So, pre-season, Ben.
Is that what it is?
Pre-season, it's been a shocker really, to put it bluntly. From
when we were last on the couch together, they played 4 games, right?
Yeah.
All right, they haven't won any of them, but it's pre-season. Again, there's 2 ways to look at it. Do you get nervous about it? You know, is it the results? Is it the fitness? It's a double-edged sword, isn't it?
Yeah. Right? You know, as you said, there's 2 ways of looking at it. It's Klopp setting the team up for the season, but he's also having a look at obviously the kids coming through. Yes. You know, where their abilities lie, if they've got a place in the team. You know, when we start the season proper. We
started off with the 2 games, Tranmere, okay? And then it's Bradford, wasn't it? And everyone's happy, everything's going well. But the lower league teams, okay? First week of pre-season back. Now we've gone over to the States, a money-making business. You're showing all the guys, all the fans in America, Liverpool FC.
Yeah.
You know, we're playing at Great Bend, wasn't it? At the Fighting Irish ground. Now that one was, again, Dortmund. It wasn't it wasn't a bad defeat. It was just, they looked sharper,
to be honest. They look more match fit.
But they have been doing double sessions out there, and let's face it, Klopp put his foot down, didn't want to come over to Asia down this way because he didn't want the humility of it. And then he rocks up in Australia, and it's the hottest week that they've had. Sorry, in America.
Yeah.
And they've rocked up in America, and what's the name?
Humid as you can get, like, yeah.
It's the hottest week they've had in God knows how long.
Yeah.
So then they're doing double sessions out there. Okay, then we get to Fenway, all right, home of FSG. All right, and you'd love to put a show on there, but again, Seville didn't have they never read the script, did they?
They did not write the script. They thought we were playing in a cup final, the way they were going in. You know, and you know, and we all saw the horror tackle and how that resulted. And that was a shocker that for any game, let alone a pre-season.
Exactly. And then we get to New York again. It's another baseball ground, the Yankees, and Mignolet announced himself to the crowd after 3 or 4 minutes, didn't he? Done a Bernie special. But again, I'm not worried. I'm not nervous. I'm not worried. He's putting it into the pre-season. He's putting them through the paces. Yeah, we're making stupid mistakes. Yeah, lapses of concentration, everything like that.
Yeah. I think what we've got to look at, and we discussed this on the way in the car, didn't we, Ben? Is we've got we've got the entire front line for starters still haven't played with us, and we've got our main number 1 goalkeeper still haven't played with us in pre-season. So to say that we're worried, you know, I've been reading some probably what you might call alarmist comments on the internet. I don't think it's necessary.
No,
it's not great. We haven't played great football, and you know, and you get that pre-season because you're changing so many people on the team. You know, you're bringing
your young kids in, you're bringing the pros back, and don't forget we had the internationals. So you've had Ginny, you've had Big Virgil, you know, Henderson and Trent. They only come back, you know, last week. They're only a week into it. We're now going to we're missing 6 players in pre-season. We're getting 5 back on the Monday.
Yeah.
So they're going to be back into it. And as Klopp said, we've got 99% of the team back. There's only Mane who's back next Monday.
Yes.
So it's you know, we're missing a big chunk of the team. At least out of those 5 players, you're talking 3-4 starters if you get me drift. So there's nothing. I don't see anything to panic about.
No, there's definitely no panic. Yes, we'd like to have seen better football. You know, I watched fortunately I had a little quiet period in work again last night, and I managed to watch the Napoli game at whatever it was, midnight, the kickoff. We weren't sharp. You know, it wasn't great. There was a couple of players, you know, Oxlade-Chamberlain, still not
struggling
looking
a little bit, isn't he?
He's still struggling a little bit, but that's only going to improve. We know all too well what he's capable of, and there's no worries there. And
he's been playing him out on the right and on the right wing when he's not really a right wing.
Exactly, and there was a few players who were played out of position last night again, so that's going to disrupt the natural flow of the team, isn't it? And the sharpness, the one-touch passing, and that, because when you played out of position, out of your normal position. Where you obviously play to your best strengths, then that obviously is going to affect things. But again, the other thing we discussed, Ben, is we don't know what's going on in Klopp's mind. We don't know what's going on the training ground. You don't know what he's thinking when he's putting that team
Klopp's
out as it is.
He's made a big play, hasn't he, for this week and Evian, that this is pre-season, this is what it's leading up to this week. And as he said in the interviews yesterday, they're going to be a different animal against City on Sunday. Yeah. Okay, so the team that you've seen so far, it's going to be whipped into shape. He's going to get his point across. He's going to get all the things that he wants sorted. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And he's got, you've got to bring the kids into it, and they've done it. And we talked about this. Yeah. We've talked about the team that's playing. Okay, you can roll back all the results. All of the we've had Mignolet in goal, who is not an Alisson. Okay, Mignolet's a great keeper. Don't mind the lad at all, but he can't play the ball out at his feet. No. And Liverpool now play that system where they're expecting the ball from the keeper, nice passes and stuff. So that could go to You're not pointing the finger at Mignolet in any way, but he's not Alisson in that respect,
Not at all. And, with this, one of the many new rules coming in. And this one where the defenders can stay in the box now, when the keeper's releasing the ball. Kick, and playing from the back. Napoli actually did that, for those of you who didn't see the game, Napoli did that 2 or 3 times last night. And actually the caught us on the hop, so we're going to have to start getting used to this. It'll also be to our advantage because we often like to play from the back as well.
So the new rule of most people don't know, it's when the goalkeeper's taking a goal kick, the ball's got to go outside the 18-yard box. Correct. Doesn't have to do that no more. So the ball can be in play, doesn't have to go out, and you can start the game quicker and stuff. But also, when people have took goal kicks in the past and they're getting closed down, they step into the box to receive it, the game carries on. So it's something that you've got to be careful of, isn't it?
It's going to be we're going to have to be wary of it. And as I say, they did it 2 or 3 times last night, and it actually worked for them every time. So, playing right from the goal line,
bang, up, But it's you look at people going, we haven't been into the transfer market, we haven't done this, and again, I trust in the manager 100%.
Not majorly concerned.
You've got the players. We've got Billy Elliott's lad, okay? Harvey signed, hasn't he? Yeah. So we've got this young kid, and you said he come on last night for about 15 minutes, and he looked the part, didn't he?
Yeah, he changed. I think it was about 6 or 7 players in one hit. He did a couple in the middle, and then he threw on about 6, and they were all the kids. You've got Wilson, Duncan, Elliott, Hoover, Lewis, Brewster, those lads. Lallana actually was probably one of the ones last night who was, shall I say, better. Still not.
Well, that's a good point. That's coming through, isn't it? Yeah. But that's the thing with these kids. Like in the press conference afterwards, he was asked up in Scotland about Kent. Is he going back to Rangers on loan? And Klopp's going, no, he's not going out on loan. He's at that age now where if they want him, they can come and buy him. Yeah. So you're looking at a lot of games. People are talking about 68, 70 games if they do well in all competitions. Yeah. So we're going to need that. I want them to keep Harry Wilson. I want them to keep Ryan Kent. You've got the young kid Hoover on one side. You've got Larucci on the other. You've got you've got that mixture. Yeah. And if we can keep them involved, you can keep them in the League Cup and the FA Cup.
Definitely.
But then we come to the World Club Championship now the dates have been there. We've got a game on the 18th, and if we get to the final the 21st, and people are moaning about that. But Lev, just look at me. I'm greedy. We're in
Silverware won everything.
We're in 7 competitions this year.
Silverware.
I want to win the lot of them. Yeah. Now, all right, it's going to be some miracle if they do. But what's the point in playing a game if you're not going to win it, or entering a competition? Sorry, if you're not going to win it. Yeah,
compete. If you're in it, compete.
So if he sits down with the kids, if he says, listen, you're going to be involved. You mightn't be. You're not going to be playing every week, but you're going to be involved in the squad and around it. Are you going to take Harry Wilson and Ryan Kent? They're at that age now where they need to be playing. But have they got the hunger to stay and take the chance if their injury comes or somebody, they get away into it? There's all that to look. So I'm not worried. I don't think we're not going to see any stupid money spent.
No, I don't believe that at all.
Yeah, I don't see that. But he might go out and get somebody, and I know his ethos, Klopp, is he's not going to go out and he's not going to pay 20, 30 million for a backup player. It's just not in him. Do you know what I mean? And he's going to bring someone in that's going to stop one of the kids progressing through. You know, people going, we're short on the left, we're short on the right. You know, with Clanny getting the ACL injury. You know, but I don't think he was part of the setup for this year anyway.
Well, Gomez is back, isn't he? So, you know, that basically covers that issue.
But the thing with on the left, you've got Larucci, who's a converted winger, and they moved him back. So he's got that pace of going forward like Robbo.
Yeah.
Trent was the same. You know, we've got Hoover, who again is, I believe, is more a centre half. Gomez can fill in. Milner can fill in, but again, Milner wants to be in the middle. And I believe at the end of the Napoli game, Henderson and Milner got a grip of them all, and I believe it was, you know what I mean, there was a lot of bleeps involved, and they told them straight, we're going to get a kit. If we don't get this sorted, we've got Leon through the week, then we've got City. We need to get this, the rust out of them, get it all set. But I'm not. People, I don't think there's anything to be worried about. What do you think personally?
No, not at all. And don't forget, we've got the young Vandenberg as well coming in. Excuse me. And as I say, Elliot last night, for a 16-year-old, when that lad came on,
he's got no fear,
he was no fear. He was taking everything on. He was running around like a kid possessed, to be honest. Yeah. But in control. Well, in control. Let's be clear.
He's a Liverpool fan, and he could have gone anywhere. PSG, Barcelona, Madrid. They're all interested in him. Yeah. And he wanted to come to us. All right, he's a Liverpool fan. There's pictures of him standing outside the Shankly statue. And I tell you what, if he was supposed to be 10 in that picture, he's doubled in size in 6 years because he's gone boomph. All right, might need to sort his hair out.
I was going to say, you got to sort the top knot out first, but maybe the lads will have a word with him in the changing room.
He'll be
get the top knot sorted.
But it's again, so I don't see any real activity. I think he will bring one person in. I think he'll bring a player in, but I don't think it'll be a major.
It's not a replacement. It's not, because the question is if you're going to pay the kind of money that you're going to bring somebody in that's going to replace somebody. Who are you replacing? Yeah. There's nobody to replace for us at the moment, in my opinion.
And we're not the type of team that will go out like City and just blow 30, 40, 50 million on a backup player.
To sit on the bench.
Exactly. And the players are not, they're going to want to come to Liverpool, but if you come and you know you're going to come in, you're going to maybe sit on the bench and you've got to fight your way in. Yeah. And I think the best thing we can do is work with the players that we've got. Touching wood, that there's no real injury. But again, I hope it's not, that's how reliant we are on the front three. Yeah. But we haven't had them there. We haven't had the keeper. Again, I'm stressing this point because you're getting all in the press. Oh, Liverpool this, Liverpool that. I'm not worried.
No.
Right, the Charity Shield, let's hope, they're going to have, we talked about it, they're going to have that picture in a couple of weeks' time with the team photo for the year, and they're going to be sitting there with the European Cup. I want the Community Shield there as
exactly.
well. We want the trophies, we want them all this season.
Want it all, want everything. Yeah. But the team with those players that you've mentioned back are a solid unit. Yeah. And that's why we're not afraid. That's why we're not overly concerned.
And for you, the listeners out there, we want your feedback. We want to know what you're thinking. That's what this show's all about, what you're thinking. We can sit here talk all night, but it's what you're thinking. Me personally, I'm not too worried. Yeah. I'm not going to be devastated if nobody else comes in. I do think one player, I've had a little whisper, but I'm going to wait. I'll tell him in a minute who it is. But, I think one might come in. But apart from that, I don't think so, but I'm not worried. I trust in Klopp 100%.
Absolutely,
and
got to trust
we've
the gaffer.
Got the players there, and we've got the strengths there to do it.
Trust the gaffer. If you trust the gaffer, if you've got any ideas about who should come or who shouldn't come, or just are you concerned about the start of the season? As Bernie said, let us know. Give us a shout, put a little line underneath.
And what we'll work on the next couple of shows, we'll talk about what the other teams have brought in, because nobody's broken any doors down with all these players, have they? So I think we're doing well there, don't you?
Yeah. All right then. Anyway, we're looking forward to the new season. We want to get cracking. I know you do too.
Yeah. So don't forget, check out Far Foreign Land. Put in REDMIGHT 10 at the checkout. You get 10% out. They've got some cracking shirts out there. They've got some, all the kids' stuff is out, and the women's is coming soon as well. So, all right, guys.
Thanks for joining us. See ya.